I stood in the freezing Chicago rain, watching my world collapse through a gold-trimmed hotel window. My husband, David, the man I'd built a life with for 10 years, was sliding a 3-carat diamond onto the finger of his paralegal. He didn't just break our vows, he replaced me while I was still wearing his name. He thought I'd crumble. He thought I was nothing without his paycheck. But he forgot one thing: I was the architect of his success. I walked away that night with 2 suitcases and a shattered heart, only to find myself in the arms of a man who owns the skyline David only dreams of. Now, my ex is at my gates, begging for a second chance, but he's about to realize that some bridges don't just burn, they turn into empires. My name is Sophia Reynolds. 10 years ago, David and I were the perfect couple. We met in college in New York, built a life together in Chicago. I supported him through law school, worked 2 jobs while he chased his dreams. We had the house with the white picket fence, Sunday brunches, and plans for kids. I thought our love was unbreakable. But success changed him. As David's law firm grew, the late nights started. The secret phone calls. The new work trips. I ignored the red flags because I loved him. I convinced myself I was being paranoid. Until the day I followed him and saw him with her, Lila, his 26-year-old paralegal. That night, he didn't just cheat. He put a ring on her finger. A promise of forever while I was still wearing mine. When I confronted him, he didn't even cry. He said, "Sophia, we've grown apart. Lila understands my world now. My world, the one I helped build with my blood, sweat, and sacrificed dreams." I didn't scream. I didn't beg. I simply said, "Then I'm done." I left with 2 suitcases and my dignity. My friends thought I was crazy for walking away from our beautiful house and our shared life. But staying would have killed the last part of me that still believed in love. The first 6 months were hell. I cried in the shower so no one would hear. I worked as a marketing consultant during the day and rebuilt my broken heart at night. I went to therapy. I hit the gym. I rediscovered the woman I was before I became David's wife. Then, at a charity gala in Manhattan, I met him, Alexander Blackwood. CEO of Blackwood Global, a self-made billionaire who built his empire from nothing. He wasn't like other rich men. He didn't see me as a trophy. He saw my pain, and my strength. Of Alexander courted me like I was the only woman in the world. Flowers for no reason. Deep conversations at 2 a.m. He flew me to Paris just to watch the sunrise from the Eiffel Tower. For the first time in years, I felt truly seen. Truly loved. Not needed, cherished. 6 months later, Alexander proposed on his private yacht in the Maldives. Not with a flashy ring to show off, but with his grandmother's vintage sapphire that symbolized eternal love. We got married in a small, intimate ceremony in Aspen, surrounded by real friends and family who celebrated us. Life with Alexander is everything I never knew I deserved. He supports my new marketing agency. We travel the world. He holds me when I still have nightmares about the past. Most importantly, he never makes me feel like I'm competing with anyone. I am his priority. David's perfect new life with Lila? It fell apart within a year. She drained his money, cheated on him with his business partner, and left him when the firm started struggling. Now he lives in a small apartment and calls me at night when he's drunk. Last month, he showed up at our home in the Hamptons. Tears in his eyes. "Sophia, I made the biggest mistake of my life. I see now what I lost. Please, give me another chance." Alexander stood beside me, calm and powerful. I looked at the man who once broke me and felt nothing but pity. I told David the truth: "You didn't lose me. You threw me away. And I landed exactly where I was meant to be. I closed the door on my past and walked back to the man who taught me that real love doesn't cheat, doesn't compare, and never puts a ring on someone else while you're still wearing his. To every woman watching who's been betrayed, your pain is real. But your comeback will be legendary. Never settle for crumbs when you deserve the whole damn feast. This is my story. What's yours? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one.